lot of you are stuck on level 1 of self-improvement. See, I've been pondering the idea, does a man have to go through all the levels that I went through? Or can he just go to the final level? You see, the way you know if you're a beginner at self-improvement is that all you think about, all you do, is centered around fixing your problems. That's how you know you're on level 1. That's why people get into self-improvement in the first place. You feel fat, so you try to lose weight. You feel inadequate with women, so you learn cold approach. But really, the next level is you learn how to help other people. And you focus more on your well-being. That's the next level. But then if you really think of the final level, which is the one I feel like I'm at, is you essentially eliminate all concepts of who you are. And you just kind of free flow feel what it's like to exist in this world, not judging it for what it is, and manifesting when you want to manifest. In other words, being spiritually awakened. And you know, I never thought I'd be that guy to make a video like this. I never thought I would be the spiritual guy. I never thought I would believe in manifestation. I never thought I would be so fucking, die hard about these topics. I never thought that would happen. But I'll tell you right now, guys, all this shit is real. And I really wish someone told me this earlier, and that's the whole point of this video, is to basically try to make you guys wake up. Which is, it doesn't matter how much weight you lose. It doesn't matter how much women you bang. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. That's all a game you're playing. And is it fun to play the game? Yes, it's fun. I played it a while, right? I mean, look at me, dude. I'm not ugly. Why am I not ugly, though? It's not because I wasn't born a certain way, or I was born a certain way, or I did all this bone smashing things. No, it's because I take good care of myself. A lot of good care of myself. Go to the gym, I eat healthy. I don't stress, because when I stress, I have a bunch of fucking acne, and I've noticed that. And when I don't stress, my skin gets all nice. You know, I get haircuts. I got all these tattoos. I did all this stuff. How did I get all these things? Is having time to think about these things and having money to do these things, right? Time and money are very similar concepts. Like, people say time is money, and I would argue that I wouldn't say it is money, but I would say they're both resources you have. Now, the thing about time is that it's not necessarily unlimited the way money is. You can just make as much money as you fucking want to. Anyone who feels like they're struggling with money and you live in the United States, you're just struggling with thinking. You can't even fucking think how to make more money. Bro, there's so many ways of making more money. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Just get the fuck out of here with that. It's so funny, because one thing I'll stumble upon a lot, because I'm a coach, right? I help men with their mindset, their social confidence, and their dating. One thing one thing I encounter a lot is men saying things like, oh, I want to work with you, but I'm just not in a position to invest financially or whatever. Not even that. They wouldn't say it that logically. It would be more like I'm focused on making money right now. That's my focus. And I'm just, focused on making money for the next 5 years. And the same dude has zero experience with women, zero social confidence, and he fucking hates his life. That same guy, right? And my thought is, bro, what the fuck are you doing wasting your fucking time making all this money when, back to the point of the video, money, women, anything external, it will never satisfy you. Never. And you might be saying, okay, but you're a dating coach, so how are you going to say women will never satisfy you? Why would anyone want to level up in dating then? Because it's not about the women. It's never been about that. It's about how you feel on a given day-to-day basis. Do you feel confident and sexy? If you don't, you need to start asking yourself, how the fuck can you get to that point? That's how I feel. I can guarantee you, if you just stepped in my body, you'd be like, damn, this existence is really fucking nice. Not because I have a bunch of women surrounding me on a yacht doing coke and shit, but because if you were to feel what I feel like, you would see damn, this guy's just being in this body, being in this mind. There's so much peace and confidence. And you really feel like I could do anything. I feel like I could do anything. Nothing scares me. I don't have fear about anything. Nothing scares me at all. I want you to ask yourself, how would your life be different if you had zero fear? Like zero. Really think about that for a second. Would you approach that hot girl you see at the fucking supermarket? Would you take that business risky decision? Would you move out of your parents' house and do blank, blank, blank? Would you post that piece of content? Would you go to the gym even though you feel insecure about being at the gym? You would do everything you want to do. Nothing gets in your fucking way. Isn't that what all men want at the end of the day, is that spiritual freedom? That's what being spiritually awoken is, but by the way. That's what it means. It means you have no identity to your ego. It means your ego doesn't control you. The reason any of you guys can't do the things I just stated is because your ego is so fucking big and you're so identified with it. I can't go approach the girl, and if I ask you why can't you go approach the girl, you'll tell me, well, because what if I get rejected? So what, you get rejected? Yeah, but like, there's like a fucking like family over there. What if they see me get rejected? So what? Why does that matter? I'll tell you why it matters. Because you care so much about your ego and who you are, and you're just so identified with yourself. Which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You think I could make this video if I was so identified with my ego? I couldn't. Because I'd be like, oh, what is this person thinking of me? Oh, there's a person over there walking. What if he thinks I'm weird? What if someone in the comments gives me a hate comment? Oh my God, that is so scary. You think I give a fucking fuck by any of that shit? Fucking hate on me all you want. You think I care? Of course I don't care. Why would I care? Because I'm not even attached to who I am. My ego isn't even me. Ironically enough, people who will ever decide to leave a hate comment, those same people are more attached to who I am. They're more identified with who I am than me identify with who I am. I know that might have went over your heads a lot. I know that might have went over a lot of your guys' heads. But play that shit back because it's real. You see, the only reason anybody will criticize you is because they see themselves in you. And they're afraid of that. It's that fear. Like imagine, you've seen those videos where like someone films someone that's filming themselves, right? And it's like, oh, he thinks he's an influencer. That person who's filming that person with that thought of like making fun of them. That guy clearly has no confidence in himself being an influencer. He's essentially projecting his fear. You think an influencer who worked hard for that shit would do that video? No. You know what he would do? He would support that guy. He would be like, good shit, that was me. Because you only see who you are. Anyways, that was a little side rant about people who hate on you and talk shit about you. They're just talking shit about themselves. They're revealing who they really are. That's what they're doing. What's really crazy is this actually extrapolates to more than just haters. It extrapolates to everything. When people like congratulate you, they're revealing who they are. Just like what I said about that guy who saw the influencer, but he is an influencer, so he goes up and he says, congratulations, that used to be me. That guy, he's congratulating him because he sees himself in that person. Everything everyone does has to do with them. Isn't that crazy when you think about it? It's actually fucking nuts when you really think about it. But then there's this final level of self-improvement, to get back to the point of the video, where things you do is not because of who you are. You do things because you just want to do them. It's that simple. Like, let me give you an example. See, I've been a dating coach for the last 5 years. The moment I don't want to do this shit, trust me, I'm not going to do it. The moment I don't want to do it. The only reason I'm doing it is because I want to do it. And that's why I'm the best coach in the fucking market, because I know I got the most passion for what I'm doing. Never seen someone have more passion and as good of execution and knowledge as me. I just haven't seen it. Or better said, I'm not saying I haven't seen it. I don't see it currently. I don't see it. Guys, comment down below if there's a guy who's more passionate about what he's doing, getting better fucking results for his clients. Point out a dude. There's nobody. But seriously, point them out if they exist, because then I can study the market and see where they are doing better at me than me, and then I'll fucking dominate, because I've got the most skills. I've got the most cards in my fucking deck. I'm like a Yu-Gi-Oh master, and I've got every fucking card in the deck. Like, all you guys can't fucking take me. And it's crazy because a lot of you guys will be like, damn, this guy has a big ego, talking about we have a big ego. No, I don't have a big ego. I'm just objective. Which is what happens when you don't have a big ego. You become more objective. I'm objective. I can like pull myself out of my body, look at myself, and objectively rate myself and think of myself from that way. This is all objective shit. You see, if I had a big ego, I probably wouldn't be able to talk so highly of myself, because my ego would get in the way and be like, wait, I can't say I'm so good, because what if someone doesn't like that? I can't say I'm a good coach because, like, what if I get made fun of for that? I can't make this stupid voice because what if someone makes fun of me for the stupid voice? That's what the ego would say, but the ego doesn't exist in me. I'm fucking awoken. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. It's 1 p.m. on a fucking Thursday. And the only reason I know that is because someone told me that the other day. Not the other day. The other fucking 20 minutes of my life before this call. Yo, have you noticed on this call, I am extremely just saying the wrong thing all the time? Why? I don't know. Do I care? No. At all. No care in the fucking world. You know what's funny? I just got distracted from my own self. Look at this. This is me walking around with a Kindle in my hip. Who do you know walks around shirtless, talking to a camera with a Kindle in his hip? Who do you know? I think I'm the only one in the world doing this shit. I get off on the fact that I do shit that no one else does. I get off on that. All you guys are so scared of being yourself. Dude, I get off on it, bro. Love it. Fucking love it. I love it so much, man. Makes me proud. Makes me so proud. So to get back to what I was saying, I'm free. I don't have an attachment to my ego. Or better said, I'm not going to act like I'm perfect. But I am going to say I am so far ahead of the game of where I used to be. And based on the men I've interacted with in my life, I can make a pretty accurate assessment that I'm pretty far ahead of most men. I'm definitely at the 99th percentile, I'll tell you that much. I'm way past that point, to be honest. But, guys, I was just like you. This is the craziest fucking part. I was 19 years old in my college dorm room, heartbroken, because some girl ghosted me. And I questioned so much about myself. Like, man, am I too short? Am I ugly? Am I this? Am I that? Maybe I'm skinny. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. What? Why doesn't she like me? And then next thing you know, I'm going into every other interaction I have with a female with lower sense of confidence. More restricted, not free, not open, like I am now. And I would just keep fumbling every fucking bag that came to me. Fumbling everything that came to me. Because when you don't got that mojo, you fumble everything. You guys all been there. We've all been there. All men experience the same shit. We really do. If I could just go back in time, if I had to tell that person something, if I had to, it would be this video, which is this idea that, bro, you have such a strong ego, dude. You're so identified with yourself. You got to learn how to transcend. You got to learn how to transcend. Or you don't have to do anything. You don't have to learn how to transcend. No, most people don't. Most people die without this. In fact, people only transcend most people only transcend the day they actually die. That's when they actually let their ego die, is when they die. You can do it earlier, though. See, I'm 26 years old, and I feel like every time I interact with people, they think I'm older. Especially if it's over like a Zoom call or like people that know me on YouTube. Or if you somehow interact with me, but you didn't see my face, you wouldn't think I'm the age that I am. You wouldn't. I'm 26. You just don't meet 26-year-olds who are this accomplished and it's this certain about their path and where they're at, while still having a very low sense of ego identification. You just don't really see that. Guys, why am I making the video? Why do I make these videos? It's because I want to create. I want to make ripples in the world and awaken people. That's the idea. It could be you. You could be awoken if you just listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish the video by telling you why being so free, being so detached from your identity is so amazing. Actually, I'm gonna tell you that, and then I'm gonna tell you how you can start being detachable. Like what actions you need to actually take, right? It feels amazing because I'm free. I don't feel any sense of restriction. I don't feel trapped in any sort of box. I can do whatever I want. I have no fear, right? Guys, that's literally the source of your problems is your fucking fear. That's it. Once you don't have fear, you walk around life just big dicking. Literally, that's what happens when you have no fear. You ever heard, oh, that guy has big dick energy? That's what happens when you don't have fucking fear, like a bunch of little fucking pussies. So, that's why it feels good. Now, to get into how you can become more like this, how you can start to lose your sense of ego identification. First, you have to start questioning what exactly is your ego identification. What is that? You need to get better at understanding that. A lot of you guys have blind spots. You really think you're your ego. You're not aware that it's just a bunch of thought patterns that you've kind of like put on this like invisible wall. You've like stitched a bunch of thoughts on this invisible wall and you call that yourself. But you're not that. You're the person who stitched the things on the wall. That's who you are. You're that guy that's like stitching the shit. It's fucking crazy when you think about it. Like, you guys are literally crazy. You guys don't even realize that, but you guys are literally insane. And people will think I'm insane. No, you're insane. I'm not insane. Trust me, I'm not. You're insane. Why? Because you don't have control over yourself. You don't. The definition of insanity is you do the same thing over and over again expecting a different result. You guys want to make more money, fuck more women, do this, do that, expecting you to be happy, a different result, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because you're not truly becoming confident and free within, which is all that anything ever matters. That's the only thing that really matters. So, yeah, how you can start is you need to start questioning what exactly is your ego. You need to get better at understanding that. And then over time, you slowly kind of release these thoughts you have. For example, you want to like, I don't know, start YouTube, but then you're like, wait, but my family's going to think this of me. That's your ego talking. You need to realize in that moment, like, wait, that's my ego talking. That's my sense of identity. I'm the guy who's the son of this person. And that's why I can't do this one thing. It's like, wait. You don't have to oblige to any of these posted sticky notes that you put on your wall. You don't have to. You could just let it go. You could just be like, you know what? I choose not to be that anymore. I choose to not identify myself with that one thought concept anymore. You could just do that. That's step one. Step two is the actual practice that gets you better at this, which is the concept of reflection, introspection, and letting go, which is meditation, journaling, and reading. Those three are your gateway to awakening. Those three. The one that's the biggest is meditation. That is the best one. That is the one that trumps the other two. And if I wanted you to only do one, it'd be meditation. And if I wanted you to spend more time on one, it'd be meditation. However, journaling and reading are so powerful. And I view them almost like they're like the helping hands of meditation. It like helps you understand those things better. Spend an hour every day, like the morning, for example, doing those three things. and you're already on your way of transcending this plane that everyone's playing on. And once you can transcend this fucking plane, now you're like a god amongst men. Because in this video, I haven't even talked about manifestation. I really haven't. I just talked about the idea of like transcending your ego. But then the final level of self-development, to get to the end of the video, is the manifestation part. That's the final level. Once you transcend your ego and your sense of self, now you can start to manifest. From that plane, the spiritual plane, you can start to manifest shit. You can start to literally make shit just pop up in front of you. It's fucking crazy. I know I sound like a maniac. Those who know me know I'm pretty good at this shit. I'm getting pretty good. I'm only getting better. I'm only getting better. In fact, quick story about manifestation I did. Well, it's a crazy story when I think about it. So one day I'm getting a massage from this Russian massage person. We're having this talk. What are we talking about? We're talking about Russian girls. Why? Because I just recently started liking Russian women more. I don't know why. Can't even tell you. So I was talking about it with her. And I was basically making all these jokes of like, hey, teach me Russian, blah, blah, blah. How do you say you're cute? How do you say this? And we're having this great time. You know, slightly flirty, slightly, you could say. And then at the end of it, you know, I left and whatever. And then I was in such a relaxed state, which is how manifestation happens, which being relaxed is another way of thinking that your ego is essentially very quiet in that moment. Your sense of identity is very quiet. So you're kind of just chilling, right? So I was in this super relaxed state while talking about these things, while pouring emotion into it, because it was funny, it was flirty sometimes, it was interesting. There was like funny little moments from both ends of both parties. That a whole day later, 24 hours later, when I went to the gym, I saw like 10 Russian women appear at my gym. And guys, before this, I don't think I've seen a single attractive Russian woman appear in my gym. And you know what's really crazy? That was like 2 weeks ago, and ever since then, I haven't seen that many. Not even close. Not even close, dude. That day, it just so happened, there was literally Russian supermodels just going into my gym. There was like one that appeared, we had this great conversation, got her number, whatever. Another one appeared. 5 of them appeared, 2 of them appeared. There was one on the treadmill, there was one doing squats, and I'm just like, dude, literally the gym is more Russian supermodel than it is anything else. What the fuck? Literally, what the fuck, right? You would think I'm making this shit up, but I'm not. I was with my friend who also believes in manifestation because he also does it, and we talked about it. We were like, damn, you really manifested that shit. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's just, is it crazy though? This is the funny part. Is it actually crazy? So you see, it's crazy when it's novel to you. That's why it's still a little bit crazy to me. I question how I'm going to think about it like 10 years from now, after I've been doing it for so long, getting so good at it. I question. But who cares? I'm not there right now. I'm here right now. But that, what I just described to you guys, happens to me all the time. It's literally an everyday occurrence. Literally an everyday occurrence. And if you're curious, what's the shortcut to manifestation? Is you're relaxed, and you have thoughts and emotions aligning towards your desired reality. That's like the quickest way I can summarize manifestation. And then from there, that's how you achieve your desired reality. But to be relaxed, to be better at being relaxed and controlling your thoughts and emotions, you got to get rid of your ego, your sense of identity. This is step 1. So if you want anything in life, follow what I said in this video, and your life will change. And if you need help with your journey, and you're sick and tired of being so socially restricted and in your head with women and not achieving the life you want, essentially, the link is in my description to apply to work with me personally. If you have any questions at all, DM me on Instagram at Serge J. Chavez. That's it for this video, guys. This was a great talk, all right? Have a great day. Let's go. Peace.